Hey, handsome. Joe Bro number one, Michael here. Welcome to Talkin with Trudy here on the Joe Bro Show. Talkin with Trudy is our advice show. Sometimes you got a question, you got a problem in your life, and you just don't know where to turn. Well, we take those questions from you fine folks, leave them down in the comments below, and we present them to our expert. Who is our expert? The one and only friend of the show, world-renowned Dr. Trudy Trudy. Let's welcome Dr. Trudy to the show.
Okay, all right.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. It's been a while. It's been a minute, as they say.
I know, it's very nice. You know, you're actually the only platform that hosts me anymore.
Why would that be?
I don't want to get into that.
Fair enough.
If you knew, you probably wouldn't host me either.
So for the uninitiated, right?
Yes.
You've been on a few different channels in the JBYTU, the Joe Bros YouTube universe.
Of course.
But now that we're kind of migrating to this more permanent home, we've got a lot of people out there who might not be familiar with you. So,
right.
What exactly do you have a PhD in?
So, I get that question asked a lot. Uh-huh. That's actually where the controversy comes up with the people who want to host me and stuff.
Oh?
I got my PhD from Columbia. It's actually quite impressive. They didn't even know it was missing from one of the students until like weeks later after I took it. And I think it's in psychology. I wanted one in psychology because I'm self-help.
So you took one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I didn't read it, but it should.
Grand Theft Diploma?
Grand Theft Diploma. You know, they should make that a video game. That would be exciting. Because you should have seen how many people I had to fight to get into that building. Yeah.
Interesting.
I actually know Taekwondo.
Aren't college campuses typically pretty like open generally?
Like, how do you mean?
Like, can't you? I mean, most of the time you can kind of just walk on, right? Like
there were all these students everywhere. I couldn't let them see. They were walking around. They were in classes. I took out like 40 of them.
So you're a career criminal, basically.
No, wouldn't you put it that way? I'd like to think the ends justify the means. Now I'm here and I'm able to help the people with whatever problems they got.
Beautiful, and you know what? That's what it's all about.
And
right now.
only because of my psychology degree from Columbia.
Yeah.
Those Colombians were pissed.
All right. Well, with credentials established and out of the way, the topic of today. Again, we have a pretty small audience at this point, so we haven't received any direct viewer questions yet. But I think because this is something that I am personally not very well versed in.
Oh, sure.
So it only made sense for me to bring this up to you. It's a very hot topic right now. NFTs. Those non-fungible tokens. And it's crypto in general, but especially NFTs.
NFT? Are you talking about my Saturday live show?
What would that be?
Nude Funky Trudy?
No.
Because you said
non-fungible tokens.
Tokens. Okay. I got scared for a moment. Not a lot of people know about that. I can't have that get
now.
Can we fix that in post?
Is Nude Funky Trudy on the blockchain?
Sometimes. A Trudy's got to do what a Trudy's got to do to make her money, you know?
Okay, I'm not going to pursue that line of questioning any further. I'm not sure I want to know what the blockchain is in that context.
Alright. You're twisting my leg. So the blockchain.
Since we've distinguished, though, are you familiar with the concept that I'm talking about?
Non-fungible token. Well, actually, as a psychology professor, you really get into non-fungible tokens because it's really a mental game. You know, lots of people, they either do it or they don't, depending on how they feel, actually, on the day. You've done a lot of, many studies. I have looked through so many windows of fungibles doing their thing on the computers. And, well, I gotta say, it really depends on the day.
Well, I feel like that statement could hold true for almost any concept or action that a human being could take. Sometimes people do.
But have you looked at all of the actions ever taken?
No.
So that statement holds no water, does it?
I suppose...
Exactly, because I know for a fact, since I've watched so many people through their windows doing the fungible transactions, that I know for a fact that it really depends on the day. You would not know, because you haven't looked.
I can't argue with that. So...
I have a PhD.
What is your opinion on the non-fungible token as a store of value, right? Because a lot of people kind of are putting a lot of money, they're investing, a lot of capital into this, but critics would say that it's very speculative, it's a bubble, it's, some go so far as to say, is a scam. Where do you fall on this argument?
Well, okay, so a non-fungible token, when you got a JPEG, right?
Yeah.
JPEGs are worthless.
Sure.
Right? Until you make it non-fungible.
Okay.
So, let's take, for example, I got a picture right here. I'll just go to any random picture on my camera roll. Let's take this one, for example.
Yeah.
Of a kitten getting its teeth brushed.
Yeah.
This is worthless.
Sure.
Right? Because it's just a JPEG.
Yeah.
Now let's go to one of my NFTs. There's a kitten in a toilet. So that's an NFT. So I can sell that for a lot of money. So what
distinguishes the kitten in the toilet from the kitten brushing its teeth that makes it an NFT?
This one is a JPEG.
Uh-huh.
This one, the valuable one, is an NFT.
What's the difference, though?
The JPEG is valueless. It has no value because it's a JPEG.
Uh-huh.
The NFT has value.
Because it's an NFT.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, so...
I think that clears it up.
When people talk about investing, so since you now understand how NFTs work, do I invest?
Right. I think that's the question on everyone's mind. A lot of people...
The answer is yes.
Okay.
You don't want to miss out on a single thing,
yeah.
right? You take an NFT, you buy it, right? You own it. That's
right.
exactly like buying a car, really.
Cars lose value.
It's exactly like buying a house.
Okay.
So you buy a house.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, it piques my interest. Interest rates occurring.
Okay.
It appreciates in value.
Yeah.
You appreciate wonderful art in a JPEG form that you now have as an NFT. Appreciation, more value. More people want to buy it. You earn more money when you sell it.
I've got to be honest with you. I think my brain just shut off for a few seconds there.
Well, it's because really smart people invest in NFTs.
Okay. True enough.
I've invested in 56.
You've invested in 56 NFTs.
56. Yep.
Which one? What are your top NFT collections? I forget the term.
Yeah. So like you're talking about like Bored Ape.
Right. Yeah. So if a beginner is trying to get into crypto, into the NFT scene, where would you recommend that they start?
Well, what's actually a really new, interesting, rising market out there. You got your Bored Ape. Mm-hmm. They decided to do like a fun little opposites, like as a battle, right? They got cracked out monkeys, and that's basically just monkeys with their teeth knocked in to make it look like they've been doing crack. And actually, believe it or not, it's not drawings, it's actual monkeys.
That
sounds
they took pretty controversial. How did they just seek out monkeys that had missing teeth, or did they actively...
It wouldn't be art if you didn't put the work in, I'll tell you that.
So that leads to an interesting kind of secondary debate around this whole thing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would argue that they do not appreciate the art. They think that for example, again, the Bored Apes, those are very kind of generic and cookie cutter and, in a word, ugly. And a lot of artists, right, like professional artists, they find that NFTs make it too easy for other people to profit off of their work, without permission. Okay. That's what. Well,
I think that's a wonderful thing.
How so?
Well, we go back to the whole diploma thing, right? Ends justify the means.
Okay.
I steal a diploma. This guy steals some art. He just sees an opportunity that the artist was too dumb enough to not even notice. This guy is real genius. As I said, geniuses invest in NFTs.
Uh-huh.
NFTs invest in geniuses.
Is that so? Now, what would you say about the allegations that NFTs...
Yes. Allegations?
Some derisively refer to NFTs as a sort of pyramid scheme.
Really?
Because, people, the initial investors, they put in, X amount of money, and then the value goes up because, someone bought this, right? It's valuable.
Sure.
People want it. So then people down the line buy it for more money, and the price keeps going up, and so the only person who really profits is that first person.
The original person.
Right, and the last person who comes in, they're just losing money, much like a pyramid scheme.
Oh.
So would you... what is your counter argument? Because you see, I mean, I'm correct in interpreting you tonight. You are pro NFT. You would advise people to invest.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, if they could do even more, then invest.
What more can you do with an NFT than just invest?
You got it. That's up to your own imagination, really. You sort of figure that out. You see the NFT. What are you going to do with it?
That's what I'm asking you as an outsider to the NFT scene. I mean, if it's an image, right? It's not a JPEG. We know it's not a JPEG.
It's not a JPEG. It's a non-fungible token.
Right, but if it's still just a static image, regardless. Mm-hmm. So what can you do with a static digital image?
You can make your background. You selling.
Really, you would argue that NFTs are a lifestyle.
Oh, of course.
You kind of got.
I took 50 of my 56 NFTs. The other 6, I put them on a T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I wear them outside, and it says, "This is my NFT." A picture of a monkey with teeth kicked in. And on the back, it says, "Don't take picture, we'll sue." People take my pictures all the time. I punch them too, like that. Yeah. They start looking like the monkey NFTs that I own.
Can you turn that into an NFT too?
I actually have. That's the other 6. They're actually they don't look good, so I can't put them on shirts.
Oh no, there's some legal questions there.
Oh, I've never cared about legal questions. It's all aesthetics.
Aesthetics, yeah.
Hey, what's the question?
Well, I think that's actually what I was trying to get at earlier.
Oh, sure.
Some people, so you're talking about like Picasso, right? Picasso's art has value because people think it is beautiful and it was created by like a talent, a rare talent.
So?
Whereas a lot of the NFT art is just randomly generated, right? Algorithmically. And so some people would say that the aesthetics of NFTs are poor. So if you're saying, people profit off of art all the time, do you have anything to say to people who would argue that a lot of the stuff that we see as NFTs is not art or is not good art?
Well, you know what they say. Art is in the eye of the booby holder. So, it depends on what you're looking at and how you're feeling about that. About when I was 10 years old.
I'm a little concerned with how we go from the booby holder to when I was 10 years old, but please, this is about an artistic experience, yes? So when you were 10 years old, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
I was in this wonderful art museum, and in the art museum, they had these Victorian paintings, and this is actually where that saying comes from. It's a wonderful saying. Because all of these Roman and Greek artists and stuff...
Victorian.
Yeah.
Just clarify.
Yeah. Baroque. Their favorite thing. And so actually, this has a lot to do with my life.
Oh.
So first of all, that's where the saying came from. You have all of these nude people. You got the statue of David from the Baroque period. You got Venus flytrap in the shell.
Yeah.
And that's where the saying came from.
Okay.
Because when when I was 10 and I looked at them,
You were in the
I was like, art really is in booby holders. And that's when I had the idea to start NFTs.
You invented NFTs
10 years ago. When I was 10 years old. 20 years ago, sorry. Dear Lord.
So you went to the art museum. You saw tasteful nudes, and you decided to invent NFTs at the age of 10 years old.
So that actually
in 2002.
Yes.
Okay.
And that actually affects my Saturday nights too.
Oh, the new.
That's where the new Funky Trudy comes from.
Oh, every NFT.
And it all
every sure. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Well, that's
NFTs
why
in every sense.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I do NFTs. I do NFT Mondays too. Never ending Funky Trudy.
So they're both funky. Monday is just more family friendly.
Yeah. It's sort of like karaoke.
Okay.
Yeah, and I keep the floor open.
Yeah. Jesus.
I wanted to build up to that or something. So what was the question? What are we talking about?
So you invented NFTs
so
at
much
the age
like
of 10.
Yeah, much like Elon Musk does the Dogecoin thing.
Right.
Tells people to invest, reaps the profits, it goes down everybody else's screwed.
Pumping like Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall
Street. That sounds really inappropriate. I really prefer that you not say something like that in front of me.
That's for the Saturday NFTs.
Just wait for Saturday night. Oh, what dog? So what were we saying? Oh, another great way to get NFTs.
With a Nintendo 3DS.
3D NFTs are the next wave.
Okay. Yeah.
So a really great way is to take a picture of your face and then upload it.
The front camera's 2D though.
Uninvest in Nintendo. It's a self note. What was the question? What are we talking about? So when I was 10,
right? So
I invented NFTs.
Right.
They're really useful, and that's the thing though. When it comes to like the Picassos and stuff, again, years and years, less art, longer amount of time to reap the benefits. NFTs, way more art. People have way more options to explore and be artsy.
But less time to reap the benefits.
Exactly. So things just happen quicker.
Okay.
I created an NFT.
What about, a century down the line? People are still buying Picasso and Van Gogh hundreds of years later. Will people still be buying Bored Apes in the 2200s?
Well, Bored Apes, no.
Oh, okay.
No. Those were my least favorite project that I did, actually.
You make every NFT?
That's what I just said. I invented them.
Oh, okay.
People actually commission me. It's funny. They commission me to do the NFTs, and then I sell the NFTs. So each one is actually worth double than it's sold. I've sold all of them.
Every NFT ever minted.
You'd think I could afford to go to college and get an actual degree, right?
Well, at this point, you have the degree, though. So what's
well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, college these days is so expensive, right? I can't be doing that. Although one NFT could really get me through college for 4 whole years.
Right. I mean, it's so long as it goes to the moon. As they
say. Is that the saying?
That's the saying, yeah.
I'm glad people are getting into it. Putting their own little spin on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the inventor of NFTs, you think... you doing all right?
No.
I'll let you go recover, but do you have any closing thoughts on NFTs for the NFT wary or the NFT newbie? Anyone who's hesitant or anyone who's trying to get into it?
Do something small, something on the smaller end is a really good way to start. You go 5-6 mil, and you get that big return eventually, and you'll be like, hey, that was kind of nice. Invest some more, or you know what? Don't, and miss out on the biggest opportunity of your life, and maybe die poor and unlikable. I don't know. That's up to you. And if you do become poor and unlikable, leave a comment down below where I can answer all your questions about self-help life things, and you'll do better.
Exactly. If you've got a question for Dr. Trudy Trudy to answer, please leave it in the comments below. We'd love to help you out here on the Joe Bro Show. Thank you so much for watching this evening. Dr. Trudy, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
As always. Subscribe for more. We've got advice, we've got gaming, we've got food, so much more. Comedy sketches, all that good stuff.
And our own NFTs coming out next week.
Right, but only if you can support our Patreon. The NFTs are exclusively available to the Patreon subscribers at the $20 monthly tier or above.
You get $20, $2,000 for the NFT.
Right, yeah.
You get a little discount code.
Right, yeah, for sure. Thank you for watching. This has been Talkin' with Trudy on The Joe Bro Show. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you real soon.
That was awesome. That was awesome.